Hi guys, I am super excited because I got my flowers in today and I am going to wing this. I have never done a milk bath and I just want to do it the very first time with you guys in a video to see if I can, how it turns out the very first time I do it. Now I got my table set up with everything I'm going to need and the colors that I chose. I bought these on Amazon. They are super pretty. This was a 3-pack. I forget the price. But they have all different kinds of flowers to choose from on Amazon. And I just picked a little pack for now. For now. Just to see if I, if I like doing milk baths. But I'm pretty sure I will because I've been watching a lot of tutorials and they're super pretty. I've already pulled out the flowers I'm going to use on my swatch. I'm also going to try this glitter. It's got all different kind of colors in it, which will and I'm just going to, put these sporadically around the nails, so just a little bit of glitter will come through. You're also going to need, I already got my liquids out, but you're going to need your base coat, your activator, and your top coat, your brush cleaner, my brushes, my file brush, my file block, and this is a really cool tool. It came in this nice little tin. These 2 extra replaceable tips. These tips are made of wax, so these are for help. They help you pick up the bling, and it'll pick up those little tiny flowers because it will not. I'm having a hard time picking it up with the tweezers, so I decided to pull out that tool. My fan brush, because I don't dip. I always sprinkle. My kabuki brush, and I think that's it. The colors that I chose is I'm going to do Sun Nude because it has just a little bit of hint of pink in it, and I really think that's going to look pretty. I have my whipped cream because I'm also going to try it with whipped cream, but they also said that there's a technique that when you put your nude on and before you put your clear on, or your clear dip, you're going to sprinkle this sporadically on parts of the nail, which gives you the milk bath look. I'm hoping this is clear too, because I dumped my clear and I'm almost out of it. I also pulled out my favorite glitter. I'm going to try to see if I can put a little bit of this to it too, because I just like bling. And that's it. So let's get on with the show. And I'm going to set my phone up over here again in my my little crude way. I'm going to move things out of the way. And I'm going to do this for the very first time and with you guys there watching. And hopefully it turns out okay. If not, then, it's always a learning process. Okay, and I'm just going to do it my way. I know I watched a lot of tutorials, but I'm just going to try to wing it my way. So I know the very first one, and I really like the Sun Nude because it's got little bits of glitter in there. I don't know if you could see it with the video, but Sun Nude is super pretty. It's a very pale pink, and it has bits of glitter, and it kind of looks like snow when the moon hits the snow at midnight, or at night, and how it glistens. It looks like that. So I'm going to use Sun Nude. And I'm also going to do the whipped cream, the whipped cream, because I'm going to need that after I do the first dip of this. So I'm going to take my applicator. Let me grab my cupcake liners. Should have already had those pulled out. That's my bad. I try to have everything set up so this is not a very long tutorial, so you guys can, watch it, because I know when it gets long, it gets tedious, and I know that because I have a hard time watching things that are super long too. So the very first thing I'm going to use is my base coat. I'm going to get out my little cleaning brush because I'm going to need to clean off my brushes. So I'm going to need my little cleaning pad, and I'm going to swipe my swatch. It's got this little piece right there. Oh well. Just a very light coating of it. You don't want it to be you don't want it gloppy. So just a very light coating of your base coat. And we are going to let me see, I'll use this brush. That one's kind of big. And we're just going to sprinkle it over. Again, I never dip. Some people dip, but I do not. I find that when you dip it, it just makes it messy around your cuticles. So that's my first swatch. I need to get a different brush because that brush is kind of big for that bottle. I know I have a tinier fan brush. Here we go. This fan brush is kind of big. So that's my very first dip. And as you can see, it's got, hopefully you could see the shimmer through there. Okay, so I'm done with that. Now I'm going to base coat this again. Now if you guys, a trick of the trade, if you guys are finding that you're putting way too much base coat before you put your dips on, what you can do is you could clean your brush out like this with that little piece on the inside, and then flip it over. You won't have as much of the base coat, so it won't be real sticky and real thick and clumpy in some areas. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to place my flowers. Now when I place my flowers, I'm only going to do half the nail first because, believe it or not, it dries really, really quick. So I'm only going to coat half the nail because that's where I'm going to place my flowers. And then I'll do the other half after. It doesn't take much. I'm just going to swipe the very top of it, leave only half of it, clean my brush off. And now I'm going to take my green flower, which I'm sure I could pick up with the tweezers, and I'm going to place it randomly wherever I want it to be onto my nail. It looks so pretty. And I'm thinking I'm going to put this one down below. But now I want to take some of these little ones. I need to get my tool out. And I just want to sporadically put these little ones wherever, so I have a little bit of color in there. And see how nice this tool picks this up? It just picks it up so easy. It's a great thing. It's a must-have if you're going to be doing nails. You need to have this tool. So I did part of that, as you can see. Now I'm going to go down below, and I'm going to do the bottom part with the base coat because it would have already been dry by now. Clean my brush, and then pick up my flower, my purple flower. I don't want to damage it because I want it to have the other side showing. There we go. Come on, little boy. Come on, little guy. And I don't know if I want that branch, that twig in there, so I'm going to break that off. I don't like that twig. There we go. And then I'm going to place this one down below. Maybe I'll put it right there. Right there, maybe. And then I'm going to take the other ones, and I'm just going to sporadically put them wherever, so I have a little bit of pink and the blues throughout the nail. So pretty. So it looks like that. And then you can go and you can push it down, but these are already stuck here. These aren't going anywhere. Isn't that pretty? Just want to push those down where I just put that flower. That's not dry yet. That one's there. That's stuck. Okay. Now I think I'm going to go in and I'm going to take some of this little bit of shimmer here. And I picked this one because it's got all the colors of the rainbow. I think it's gorgeous. First time I'm opening it too, if I can get it open. Ugh. I don't think I can get it open. It's the trouble problem I had with the other ones. There we go, I got it. So I was having a hard time opening them. This is what this looks like. It's so pretty. And hopefully this is still wet enough that I can put a little bit of this shimmer in there, because I really want some of this. I want some of that bling. I'm all about glitter. And I'm sporadically putting it wherever. And as you can see, it's grabbing it, so it's sticking there really good. I think that's good. Clean off my thing. I think I got enough glitter on there. Now the next step is I'm going to close this up. See the tricky little things. is I'm going to dip it in clear. So I'm going to take my clear coat. This is Dipsy Dips Clear, which I'm almost out of. Please don't drop it, Corleen. And I'm going to take my base coat, and you're going to just cover this. Oh, should clean that off. I'm just going to dab it on here till I can get it covered, because the flowers are thick. I will tell you that. They are thick, but you just want to make sure you get enough on there to start your first layer of clear. I'll take my fan brush. And I'm just going to cover this. Cover it really, really good. And this is where you can go in and you can really press down on those flowers. So this will encapsulate those flowers, and they're not going to go anywhere for your very first coat. And it helps them, you know, push down. And you're going to see that it's still going to be thick. It's still going to be, they're still going to be high on the side. You see what I'm saying? I just want to make sure it gets underneath the flower too as well, because I don't want it to go anywhere. Brush it off. Take my kabuki brush, brush off the excess. And it's going to take a few dips to do. My flowers are completely sealed now. Now I'm going to go in, I'm going to do one more dip of the clear. And now I can really brush it over this because it's not going to go anywhere. I should have cleaned this swatch up because it has some plastic pieces around the edges and stuff. And we're going to sprinkle your next layer of clear. Make sure you get it all over. Brush it off. And then the next step is you're going to take your whipped cream, and this is where it's going to give you the milk bath effect. This is whipped cream from Dipsy Dip. You're going to take your base coat again. You're going to cover this up, completely cover it. Clean your brush. Then you're going to take a smaller brush and you're just going to randomly sprinkle this lightly in random areas, because you don't want to cover the whole nail. You want it to look like it's a milk bath. So it looks like it's creamy in some areas. Not too much. It doesn't take much. Just a tiny, tiny bit. And then I'm going to take my clear and I'm going to go over the rest of it. To get rid of the tacky. So now it's completely encapsulated with the clear. We got the whipped cream to give it the milky look, and now we're ready to activate. Now you're going to need to really, really activate this a lot because there is a lot of dip on here. I'm just going in and patting it down because I like to make sure it's really, really stuck. It's a little bit still tacky, just a little bit. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit more on there very lightly. Get rid of the tackiness. Press it down. Now we're going to activate. So we're going to take our activator, and you're going to need a lot of activator because you really want this to go underneath the flowers too. And I'm just going to tap it away. The very first one is a tapping. I'm going to swipe. This is going to take a good, I would wait a good 3 minutes for this to dry. because there is a lot of dip. Plus you got the flowers and everything. So you want to make sure it's completely dry before you buff. Clean off my brush. And as you can see, as it's activating, you can see the milkiness of where the whipped cream was placed. I can see the glitter in there and everything. It looks really, really pretty. While this is drying, I'm going to clean up my area. I'm going to clean off my brush. Get my workstation nice and neat, so I'm not working around all this kind of mess. Keep myself busy while that's drying. Clean off my tip. I mean, literally, this is wax, so it literally, as you're working your way down, you can snip away and get the fresh, you know, the fresh of a fresh part of wax. It's still sticky. It's still gonna, even though there's stuff on here, it's still gonna pick up stuff. And this, I'm telling you, it's worth the money. This part of it is where you can push down the gems and hold it, so you're not getting your hand like, you know, like I did, because I used my finger. Save my little flowers. You can always use them. I don't want to throw away the little tiny pieces of flowers because they're still usable. What I do with my... Yeah, there it is. I'm like, what did I do with my fan brush? I'm going to put them in a cupcake liner and then I'm going to dump them into the... And believe it or not, these little flowers right here, don't throw them away. You know, just put them back. It doesn't matter if they're in a different color. I would save them. So I just put them right back in there because you can use them. Wait a few more minutes. I can still feel that it feels kind of wet. Because it's got to see how it's like... I just want to make sure it's completely and utterly dry before I buff this thing. Let me put a little bit more activator on there. Just a tiny bit more. Because you got to get through those layers of flowers underneath. Underneath the flowers is where it's kind of still wet. So you just want to saturate it. Just make sure you saturate it. You want that to completely be dry. I think I got everything picked up. I have every color that Dipsy Dip sells in these now. These are very, very pretty. They have every color under the sun. And they go a long way. Even though these are little tiny jars, they go a long way. So it will take you forever to get, you know, to get through this jar of this glitter. And my favorite glitter, the silver. You see how that, I was saying, can you see how that's half empty? When I bought this on Amazon, believe it or not, it was maybe, it was, I don't know, right, it was about where it is, because I haven't used a lot of it. It was right about there. When you get stuff from Dipsy Dip, it's completely to the very top. So when you're peeling off that protective piece of paper they have on there, it's literally right there. So you got to be careful when you're opening your dips. Also, this one is Models 1. This one too was not completely full, as you can see. This is another one I bought off of Dipsy Dip. I mean, off of Amazon, and they don't fill them all the way like they do, like Dipsy Dip does. They want to. I mean, they put as much as they possibly can into their powder jars. They want you to get your money's worth. See how that's going. Sounds pretty dry. Now I'm going to see if I can file it. I don't want to damage it. So I'm going to take my filer, my buffer here, and I'm just going to buff it out all the bumps and ridges and stuff, because you don't want any of that there. You want it to be completely smooth. Maybe I can get out the plastic pieces, because some of these swatches, they come with pieces still stuck to them from when they made them. They don't come like this one was perfect. This one still had plastic stuck to it. I should have cleaned it off, but I didn't. Me being lazy, I guess. Just going to file away until it's nice and smooth. Get in there. These buffing blocks I got on Amazon for, I think it was $6, $6.99, $7 I think, and you got a box. You get 10 of them. I think I'm good. Just see one little area right there that I want to make sure it's flat. I think we got it. Now we're going to go in and we're going to activate again. Very important step. Activate for the second time. Good amount. This is where it's very important. You're going to want that one literally to sit up to 3 minutes, because activator is your enemy. If you go to wait like 60 seconds on this and go to do your top coat, you're going to find it's going to take away your sheen. It's not going to be shiny at all. And you want to have that shininess. You want to have the sheen. And this is really, really pretty. Oh my God. Really, really love this. And I'm going to go through several times, I'm sure, and do different techniques of the milk bath until I find one that I think works the best. Some people go in and they rub off the excess of the activator. Before we go and put that top coat on. And as you can see, when you do that, it makes it really, really glossy. And I'm learning these steps as I keep watching tutorials and people that, you know, have been doing this for years. I think I got it pretty clean. I don't think there's anything on here. Now we're just going to go in and we're going to top coat. Now I did learn that when you go to top coat, the very first time you top coat, it's only 2 swipes. 1, 2. That's it. Don't do no more. You wait until that dries before you put your second top coat on there. So pretty. Oh my God, I'm so happy with this. I like how the glitter comes through and everything. Wait until that's dry. Meanwhile, clean up my workstation. That's dry. Now I can go in and I can do my second coat, and this is where you can do a liberal amount and just swipe away to your heart's content. Make sure you get everything covered. So you get that high gloss. Cut that off. And that's it. That is my very first time doing a milk bath. It was very, very easy, super pretty. And I will take a picture of it. You'll be able to see it more clearly in the picture, how it's got bits and pieces where I put in the whipped cream in certain areas to give it that milky look. And with that Sun Nude underneath there, it gives you that little bit of shimmer and pink look. With that glitter, oh my god, I'm in love. I'm definitely going to be doing my nails with the milk bath. So, so pretty. And that's it, guys. I hope this tutorial helps you. It's been under 30 minutes, and that's with me explaining and showing all the stuff I have. So I think the process of doing the whole thing was maybe 15 minutes. If you guys end up doing a milk bath, please send me, put a picture down below the comments of this post when I post it, because I would really love to see how it turned out. How your milk baths turned out, but I think it's gorgeous. My very first attempt on trying it. You guys have a wonderful day. Ta-ta for now.